Welcome. My name is Bill Gonseaux, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Academy of Comprehensive Integrative Medicine. With me here today is Dr. Lee Cowden. He's the Chairman of the Scientific Advisory Board, and we're here to discuss a topic that we're going to call the death of health. Welcome, Lee. I'm glad you've joined us.
It's great to be here with you today, Bill.
And we're glad to have you. Before we get started, I want to just kind of give some defining terms, if you will, to health and how maybe we view it and how other people view it, and I'll take the side that I think how the government and insurance companies actually view health, and simply it's just the ability to breathe. So when they start talking about healthcare and describing healthcare, it really is boiling down to how long can we keep this person breathing. It doesn't have anything to do with about the quality of their life. It doesn't have anything to do about how active their life can be. It just is, are they breathing? So would you agree with that? And if you do, what would be your definition then of what health would be?
I agree that that's the definition that the conventional medical community has given to health, that it's, as long as you are still breathing, that you're healthy. But most people are not healthy. They have symptoms, they have disease, in most cases chronic disease, and that's not health. Health is the absence of not only just the absence of symptoms, but also is the presence of a high vitality, the ability to bounce back after a tremendous stress, emotional or otherwise, and the ability to have high functionality and be able to do the things that you should be able to do at a younger age.
And so a lot has changed over the last 100, 120 years. 120 years ago, we were an agricultural type society, and people had to work to get food, and things in life were dependent upon them. I mean, if they wanted to be healthy, they had to be healthy themselves. They had to work at being healthy and take care of themselves. And so over this period of time now, lots of things have changed, but talk to me a little bit about what you see 100 years ago. What was so great about 100, 120 years ago that they were able to be more healthy, in our opinion?
100 years ago, most people lived outside, worked outside, grew their own foods, lived in a place where they could get fresh air, sunshine, grounding to the earth, all the things that we now know are so important to health, along with high quality nutrients. Today, we have food that's grown in a corporate form with artificial fertilizer and pesticides and herbicides on the other side of the world, shipped green, arrives here semi-ripe, and sometimes the ripening process is hastened with artificial gases and things like that. That's no way to have health and nutrition, so we don't have what we had 100 years ago.
Well, now, aren't there a couple of places in the world today where people routinely live over 100 years and live in agrarian society? Is that still exists today?
Yeah, absolutely. There still are places in the world where we have people living to be 100 or 110 or 120 years of age and still working every day of their life. In the Caucasus Mountains of Western Asia and Eastern Europe, and also in the Vilcabamba area of Ecuador, up high in the mountains. And it's an agrarian society. The people, go to bed with the sun, wake up with the sun, work hard on the land, get grounding to the earth, get fresh air, sunshine, exercise, eat quality foods that are high in nutrient value. Oftentimes the food is grown on a soil that has high volcanic activity, high mineral content, lots of vitamins, and so they don't need supplemental nutrients.
Well, I thought it was interesting too, in Arizona you had the biosphere, right? And then my understanding, and correct me if I'm not correct about this, but when they left the biosphere after it was about 2 years, they did a study about how fast they were aging, and they routinely said, well, at the rate you were aging, you were going to live to be well over 100 years old. So there must have been something about taking them out of our environment and putting them into a more pristine environment that led to that.
I agree with that. I think that many of the pollutants that have been added to the world are shortening our life. The pesticides, the herbicides, the other chemicals, even the pharmaceuticals build up in the body and actually have an adverse effect on the functioning of the body, on the enzyme system of the body, and cause a premature aging, damage to the DNA, damage to the enzymes of the body, over time causes an acceleration of aging.
And would you say that it's safe to make this conclusion anyway, that we've got a lifespan that's longer today, but the quality of life that we actually experience is far less today, hence the term the death of health? Would you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that. People are living to be 70, 80, 90 years of age, but the last 20 or 30 years is in a nursing home, incapacitated, and it's not living, it's existence. And so people are developing chronic illnesses with symptoms at a young age, sometimes in their teens or early 20s, and living with those chronic symptoms for decades till they finally die from a chronic illness like cancer or heart disease.
It just breaks my heart to think about just warehousing people till they die, but unfortunately that's where our society has gotten itself to, I think. I mean, it seems like that's pretty prevalent these days. Thank you for joining us for this segment, and thank you for joining us, and we'll be back.